Welcome back to Unmasking Mum, the podcast. You're here for another episode of real, raw answers that late discovered ADHD mums are looking for. And today we are talking about back to school. If you're watching this live, you will also be in this period of time, this transition, which I find hard and my kids find hard. I think as a mum who has ADHD, just discovering it, this is something I've had to learn along the way. It's not something that has come naturally to me. And children who are neurodivergent, autistic ADHD, learning disabilities, we have a lot going on in our household all the time. And I'm going to talk a bit about like the break we've just had from routine and stuff. But as we're just facing the back to school transition this morning and yesterday, I want to talk about that and why we struggle with that. Over the Christmas period, obviously, it's very overwhelming. It's a lot to deal with. And this back to school transition is also really overwhelming, but it's like we think we're going to get this sense of relief because it's like back to school, thank God, like all the kids are back in routine. And although we're ADHD and we say we hate routine because we like the spontaneity, but actually we really need the routine to help us stay regulated. So it's like we've just settled into the chaos of Christmas and like being out of routine and maybe finding your own routine within the Christmas holidays. And now we're having to abandon that and go back into it. There's so many things we've got to remember that everyone needs. There's maybe new schedules if schools change things up or remembering old ones. And it is very overwhelming as a mum with ADHD. Then on top of that, if you have children who struggle with this back to school transition, maybe their school refuses, maybe they just have anxiety about going to school, maybe you have a lot of dysregulation in the morning, which is what we have. Like yesterday morning, my twins were back, the other three were off, and one of my twins was just literally in a bubble of rage. We have a lot of self-interest behaviour from him. He's minimally speaking severely learning disabled, and he was headbanging, he was threatening to hurt me. He didn't hard hurt me. He did poke me in the face at one point. It was a really tough morning. And then I went on then I had to drive and go on a safeguarding course, which I don't know why I booked it for the day that they go back to school. Anyway, that went well. Anyway, he got on the bus and he was dysregulated when he got there, and he did have a good day in the end. But that's a lot for you to carry as a parent, and I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure there are other parents who also have similar things happen in their household. And then we also have this build-up of anxiety from your children. Like we have constant, like, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. And it like kind of starts from Sunday night, like then it's all day Monday, and then it's like Monday night. And then this morning we've had it as well. And my 7-year-old was expecting to start swimming, which it wasn't. So he was all like built up about that, emotions exploding, and it wasn't even going ahead yet. That's March. We have that to look forward to. So there's so many emotions, and then you, the parent, are supposed to be calm in this because you're supposed to be the one who is their safe space, and you're supposed to stay calm. But when you've got someone who's got emotions up here, and especially if you've got ADHD, it very feed off other people's emotions, right? So our emotions are going to try and match theirs. So trying to stay on a calm level so that you can bring them back down is so hard. You might manage it, you might not. If you don't, you're going to feel crap. If you do manage it, you're still going to feel crap because you're going to have that built up energy inside you, all those emotions that you're trying to push down. It's like if you have a child who like struggles going into school, you don't want to cry in front of them. I have done in the past, but you don't want to cry in front of them. So you try and hold back your tears and you try and tell them everything will be okay, which you don't actually know if everything will be okay. And you don't want to promise, but also what's the alternative? What else are you going to say? So you're holding on to those tears and then you eventually let them out. It's like that. If you're holding in like the anger, the rage, the anxiety, you need an emotional outlet. And that's something I've really learned this holidays. And I did some hideaway vlogs this Christmas holidays, and it's one thing I was talking about because we had an incident over the break where one of my other children was running away, and it was a whole different story. But anyway, when you're holding on to that emotions, it comes out in other ways. So then I ended up coming home and snapping at my husband, which obviously he didn't deserve because he had done nothing. But when you've got that energy, those emotions built up inside of you, you need to find an outlet. That's something maybe we should talk about another day. Emotional regulation and kind of like helping the nervous system. I think it's such a buzzword. Nervous system, basically, calm your body, calm your mind, be still. It's not a very accurate description, don't take me verbatim, please. But this nervous system is overwhelmed with all the things, okay? So that also factors into why transitions are so hard. Now let's go back a bit and talk about the emotional hangover we've had from Christmas. Christmas, New Year, it's such a busy time of year. You're seeing people, you're probably putting on a mask, a brave face, whatever you want to call it. You're probably not being your full, authentic self. You're maybe saying you're fine when you're not actually fine. There are so many different things that we have to cope with. Your social battery is probably feeling very low, depending on how you cope with social situations. And then you've got like all the mess that comes with Christmas, the extra rubbish. I don't know about you, but oh my God, I've got so much stuff. I need to go to the dump. And then there's like new toys everywhere. If like me, you didn't like declutter with toys before Christmas, you've then got extra toys on top of toys. You've not got enough storage. There's things everywhere. You've probably not been eating very healthily. Like I definitely haven't eaten enough fruits and vegetables over the Christmas holidays. So you're probably feeling really sluggish from that. There are so many factors of why you've got like this emotional hangover after Christmas. And then we go into a new year and we're expected to have all these big goals, all these big aspirations, and, you know, kick off 2026 with a bang. I personally like the idea of maybe doing the equinox. I can't remember. Solace, I can't remember. I'm not really into it, but I feel like I should get into it because they don't start for like another couple of weeks of their like new year. So I feel like that makes a lot more sense, because when you're trying to have like this big like bang into the new year, but you've had like all the kids off, they're feeling crazy because you've probably been in a lot as well, because let's face it, the weather's been poop, or it's just cold and people don't want to go out in the cold. Things are closed, things are busy when you're going out. Wow, I'm really just moaning on this. I'm going to come to a more positive light, but yeah, this feels like a really big moan. Maybe that's what we just need to do, is just allow ourselves to have a moan of how hard things can be. We'll end with some positives though, I promise. And then you're constantly in demand as well. Like, I think there's this thing with us mums, is that all mums, is that we put everyone else's needs above our own. And especially when we're ADHD, sometimes those needs that our kids, that help our children, are actually what make us feel worse. Like when we're feeling tapped out, have you ever felt it, where you've just too many people asking you for things, and then like they want to hug and touch you? And I'm a hugger, I love hugging. You know, when sometimes you just need some space, but they need that hug and you don't want to say no. So you are literally going against what you actually need, you need that space, and you're going against every fiber in your being to help your children feel safe, feel loved, feel looked after, feel calm. And I think that's really hard. And that definitely is one of the things that adds that emotional hangover when you've had such a busy time of year as well. And any breaks, any of the holidays that happen as well, this is definitely something that comes alongside with that tapped out feeling. And I have not been very good at giving myself breaks. I have not managed to go swimming, which is something that really helps me. The one day I was having the opportunity to go swimming because my husband was off work and we only had the little two, I started decluttering my son's room. And then when I went to go, my husband was like, just check it's open in case it like closes early, because it's the 30th of December. And it literally was about to close. So that really made me feel rubbish, because I just wanted a little bit of space for me to just go and do something for me. And it's really, really hard when you have children to do that. So that just proves to me that I need to be a little bit more organised and schedule some things in to actually make sure I do have that space and I do have that time to look after me. But it's really hard, and I'm sure that people wouldn't have even had that opportunity, that time, because it's just crazy time of year. So how are we going into January, guys? Are you that person who's like trying to go all in? You're ignoring all your needs. You're ignoring the fact that you're almost probably on the edge of burnout and you're about to fall off that edge, and you're trying to go like full throttle into 2026. I'm not about that life anymore. I am not about the hustle. I got all the kids to school today. I came back. I'd actually made an appointment to talk to some life insurance people at 9:30. Do you know what I did? I feel really bad. I put my phone on silent. I had a coffee and a pan of chocolat on the sofa, and I watched Emily in Paris. I got to watch TV on the big screen. I put my feet up. It's the first time since I think we've had the new sofa where I've actually allowed myself to have a coffee on the sofa because I'm paranoid that we're going to spill on it. I had my feet up and I just said no. I just relaxed. And in the past, I definitely wouldn't have allowed myself to have that time because I am like, if I've got no children, I need to get on with it. I need to do this. I've got such a long list of things to do. But the thing is, if I push myself so far that I am going to burn out, because I've been really struggling this last couple of days, I know that I'm no use to anyone and I'm not going to get any work done if I am in burnout, and I'm going to be 10 times worse. So I am doing little tiny bits for me, and I'm just trying to ease myself back into doing work bits. I have had to do a lot of I had to do a safeguarding course yesterday, and I had to do a lot of reading over the weekend for safeguarding stuff, which is something I've never had to do, and it's very, very overwhelming and emotional. And especially if you're someone like me who feels emotions 10 times, I'm such a sensitive soul, then that's going to really affect you as well. So I'm just really trying to ease myself into January, to the kids going back to school, and just not rush into any big goals or big promises. I'm trying to set some boundaries, I guess, for 2026. How's that going? Boundaries. So what can we do to take it slow? I really advise trying to listen to your body, and I think that's something we really struggle to do. So what does your body actually need? Do you actually need to lie down for a bit, have a nap? I'm not a napper personally, don't like naps. I just can't get on with it. I wake up feeling sick. So that's not for me. Maybe it's for you. Maybe you need to, also the whole get into the gym this time of year. I haven't been to the gym in ages, and I'm not planning to go in January because I know that's when everyone else is going to start. So I'm just going to keep swimming. I'm not going to do the gym yet. I'm going to wait till January, the January hype dies down, and I'm going to keep going doing my swimming. Do you need to have a bit of a brain dump? That's one that I always think works, is just get everything out of your head onto a piece of paper, because if you're feeling inside, and especially if you've had over the Christmas period, maybe there's been some family members or some friends where you have wanted to say something, but you didn't. For whatever reason, maybe it's because you didn't want to start a confrontation, maybe you didn't feel confident enough, maybe they've made you feel a certain way, and you've been repeating that scenario over and over and over in your head. What I really advise doing is write them a letter, but never send it. So you get out what you wanted to say, but you don't actually have to have that confrontation, because I'm a girly who does not like confrontation, and I try and keep the peace with everyone and everything, and maybe that's my people pleaser coming out. But sometimes I think it's really good to get it out on paper or on your computer, whatever it is, and then just once it's finished, you can save it if you want, or just delete it into the abyss. You've said it, you've got it off your chest, it's just not directly gone to them. Honestly, try it. It might sound silly, it might not sound like it doesn't work, but I have had a lot of relief of those feelings from it in the past. And also you get to say exactly what you wanted to say, rather than in the moment forgetting what it is you want to say, and then 2 days later thinking of the best response. Try it. But my biggest advice to you is to work on, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but work on lowering your expectations. If you're going into a new year and you're going, right, I'm going to do this new skincare routine every day, twice a day, I'm going to do this 5-step skincare routine, I'm going to stick to it for 30 days. I'm doing this every day for 30 days. Okay, you get to day 1, you do it. Amazing. Day 2, you remember in the morning, you forget in the evening. By day 3, life is too busy, too overwhelming, and you just can't face getting out of bed on that second day to do that 5-step skincare routine. It's too much and too overwhelming. You can't, I don't get how normal people can do it. I honestly don't get how a neurotypical brain can do that. And it honestly absolutely baffles me, because I just can't think of anything worse than twice a day doing a 5-step skincare routine. And I'm sure there are skincare girlies who are ADHD, and it's maybe their obsession or whatever, their hyperfocus, special interest. But for me, it's just not a thing. It's just not my thing. So whatever isn't your thing, or whatever you're trying to make your thing, make it as easy as possible, as simple as possible. Lower your expectation. So don't be like, I'm going to do it every day for 30 days. That is literally just like, it's too much, and you're setting yourself up to fail, because once you don't do it, you then feel that immense amount of shame, and it makes it harder for you to get back on the horse and start again, because you're like, oh, well, I failed, so I might as well just quit while I'm ahead. Well, not ahead. Yeah, I don't get that saying. Anyway, what I would do instead is just say you're going to do it once a week. So if it's like the gym, if you're not going to be able to gym every day, if you're not going to make 5 days a week, if you're not going to make it 3 days a week, just say once a week. Just say, I'm going to go to the gym once a week. And once you've done it that once, celebrate hard. Like, really celebrate that win. If you say you're going to do your skincare once a week and you do it, celebrate. Make yourself feel good because you did it, you achieved it. Goal done. If that's all you do, amazing. You've done it. If you manage to do it again, how amazing is that? You've not just achieved your goal, but you've doubled your goal. Yes, you have. You see, like, doing it once and achieving it sets you up to win, because it's easy, it's simple, and it makes you feel good. So it means that you're probably more likely that you actually want to do it again that week. And if the next week you only manage to do it once, you still achieved it. It's still good. So lower your expectations until you can, make it part of your habits. And there's different things that we can talk about, habits and stacking and stuff. Atomic Habits, I think it's called. It's a great book I recommend. But just lowering your expectation is really good. And there's also what I call the bare minimum effect. Okay, like, I do this when I really don't have the energy, or I'm feeling unwell and I need to walk my dogs. Okay, my dogs need to be walked, they need to get out. But when I literally am feeling rough, tired, maybe I haven't not had any sleep because the kids have been up in the middle of the night all night, and I just can't face going on a proper walk, what I'll do is I will put them in the car. I will drive them down to like a little woody foresty area where I can just do a short loop, and we can just stay in that area. They can run about. I can throw sticks for them so they get a good run around, but I only have to do a short walk. I don't have to like get them over the road. Like, honestly, the little things that seem like just are so hard sometimes when you've got ADHD, and especially if you've got other factors then around you. So, bare minimum effect. What could you do that you're still doing it, but it's the bare minimum? That's like a bare minimum walk for me. It's like driving somewhere, then parking up, getting out of the car, throwing some sticks, a short walk, and going home. Bare minimum effect. So what could you do that is the bare minimum, but is going to really help you do something and just achieve something so that you feel like you've had a bit of a win? So this is your permission to take it slow this January. I'm giving you that permission. If you won't give it to yourself, I'm giving it to you, okay? As a fellow ADHD mum, as your ADHD coach, if that's what you want to call me, I'm giving you permission to take it slow this January and take baby steps, baby tiny steps. Lower those expectations, bare minimum effect if you need it. Get out of this hibernation. It's cold, it's dark. It's snowing here. It's been snowing today, very, very slightly. And just take it slow. Stop judging yourself for not getting enough done, and stop comparing yourself to everyone else and what they are getting done. Give yourself permission to just take it slow and just celebrate small wins. Thank you so much for listening. If this was helpful, I would love to hear it. Please leave a comment, review, whatever it is, on whatever platform you're listening to. I would love to hear your feedback and how you're getting on. I'm Bonasera. I don't think I said that at the beginning, but that is me. And thank you so much for listening to Unmasking Mum, the podcast. Share with your friends if you would like to. If you have any fellow ADHDers who you think would love to listen to this too, and if you have any requests of what you want to hear in the episodes coming, then please let me know. Wishing you a very happy 2026 and a slow start to the new year. Take care. Bye.